right now we're going to begin the next phase of our trip where we're going to get on this big ship, this Norwegian Star, and we're going to head around the island of Iceland, visiting different ports on our way up to Norway. So I figure we might as well start the boat ride off with a pina colada. Cheers, everyone, to a safe and fun trip, right? Hopefully. And here's our room. We got the beautiful king-size bed. We got a beautiful window, not a porthole, but a window. And looks like we have an extra bed in case we have some guests. We got a television. We've got over here, it looks like we have a little refrigerator and some sparkling water in there, not much else. And some drawers for unpacking. We got a closet here. Put our clothes in here. Oh, up top we got our life preservers. And more room over here, more life preservers, a blanket, a safe. And here we have the bathroom. Here's the head. We got a beautiful vanity, mirrors, and over here we got the nice shower, all nice and clean. The ship was remodeled 3 years ago, so it's really in great shape. I'm ready in case we hit an iceberg. Well, good morning, everyone. Right now, we're still in Iceland, and we're in Isafjordur. We just arrived on the cruise ship, and we're going to walk around town and take in some of the sights and sounds of this beautiful area of Iceland.
Old Viking ship.
Yeah, and here's the remnants of an old Viking, the keel of an old Viking ship. Look at that, it's all petrified. Right here on the harbor. But this area is so dramatic. The mountains that surround this town, all snow-capped. And here we are, almost in June. Very, very beautiful, an old fishing town this is. So this gentleman's gonna say the name of this town properly.
So Isafjordur. So
Isafjordur.
Okay. And that's the proper way to say it, because I'm sure I screwed it up. But anyways, you live here, right?
Yeah. Area my entire life. So.
Oh, okay.
In elementary school.
Yeah.
So like hiked up all the mountains here in this area, and even in the peninsula over there.
Do you guys have ski area here?
Yeah, we have a ski resort here, like a very big ski resort here in winter.
Yeah.
So there's a lot. In winter, we get most of our tourism is just for skiing and everything. So.
Wow.
But sometimes the weather's too bad.
Yeah.
Usually the weather's too bad.
Wow. So there you have it, folks. This is what they do here in town. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah. No problem.
And they have the old fishing village here, like we have in the U.S. This is where they make all the money. And here we have the clothing label for Iceland, Icewear. Pretty cool. You see? Yeah, Icewear. And all these Icelandic sweaters, very popular here.
Isafjordur.
Yeah, Isafjordur.
That's tough.
Wow.
Isa.
Yeah, Isafjordur.
Fjord.
You gotta spin your tongue.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's something.
Do you live here?
Yeah.
Wow.
Icelandic people are very beautiful, very beautiful. I think so.
May I ask your age?
I'm 16. I'll be 17 in September.
Wow.
Yeah. No,
We are not mother and daughter.
that's what I thought at first because the blonde hair, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blonde and blue eyes, I guess.
Yeah. And here's how they live. Here's an example of a few residential homes with the tin roofs. And there's a fjord out here. We're heading towards the harbor now. And this is an example of some of the other type of housing here. Here's the excitement in town. Look at that. A little zip line. Hey honey, how's the dessert? What you got there? What's it called?
It's a chocolate.
Chocolate mousse? Oh, that looks good.
Yeah, very sweet.
Here at the Aqua Grill Room. Very nice.
You're a banker? Ooh, how long have you been stealing people I've been banking for?
Well, good morning everyone. We're in a new port today, up here in Iceland. This is our last couple of days here in Iceland before we depart and head out for Norway. You might be wondering where I am. It's called Curia Iceland, something like that. I'll spell it out. But all the names up here are very hard to pronounce. But they live a very peaceful, tranquil, very remote life. I'm surprised people live up this far. And we're going up even further. But they make a living, and there's lots of people. I'm looking around. Yeah, a lot of people call us home, way up here, I suppose. And I'm looking off into the mountains, and I see a lot of houses way up in the mountains, and they're even more remote. They deal with very long winters. January, there's no sunlight up here. Dark 24 hours. I could handle it for a while, but then I need my Florida sunshine, need my oranges. You know, it's the variety of life that's so special. You need everything. That's like the food of life. Being able to experience everything there is, and there's a lot. When you travel, you'll find out real fast. A little sample of breakfast, right, baby?
Oh my God, kill me.
Some coffee.
Buttercup, don't break my heart. Good morning, coffee.
There's our ship. There's our ship. Yeah. Well, good morning, everyone. Today we just arrived in Curia Iceland, and the temperature right now is 40 degrees Fahrenheit, 4 degrees centigrade. And we're just gonna walk around town here, check it out. And this will be our last stop here in Iceland. We're on the northern part of Iceland. We've gone around the island before we head up to Norway, up to Longyearbyen. Now there's one brave soul. That water's like 38 degrees. Pretty good. This guy's pretty good. Tough guy swimming here in Iceland. That water's cold. And here in Iceland on the northern shores, they even have a junior college. Right now we just entered the Botanical Garden. Right next door is the junior college, which is pretty interesting. And you get the Botanical Garden here. We'll just give you a a quick glimpse of what that's like. And there's probably going to be some different plants here because it's northern, what do they call it, boreal, and different. It'll be different. Let's see what they got. I think those are called asters. Everything's in Icelandic, so it's not in English. So I won't know all the different names and varieties, but they'll look similar to what we have back in New England. These look like peonies here, yellow ones. Just ready to come out. I think they are. So even in the northern climates, way up here, there's still, you know, people are still living lives that are just like where we live. They have all the same cool things. That's pretty, huh? The little color glass house. Amazing. They even have cactus up here in Iceland. Those are hens and chickens. Wow. Never thought I'd see that. Here's the pose. Pose. Pose.
Strike a pose.
And our Curia.
Hey, Wilma, we
Pose.
The famous pose. This place serves hot dogs, but there's a little twist. They have lamb in them, and they're really delicious. We just had one. Oh, I can't beat it with some honey mustard and cucumber. Very good. I don't know what this is, but the girls here are much prettier. Much, much prettier. Yeah. Jamie's shaking. Yeah. After they've had a few drinks, maybe that's why you can get, you know. And here's the main church here in the center of town.
Currently navigating in the North Atlantic Ocean, and we are going to enter in the Arctic polar waters tonight at 00:36 a.m. The depth of the water below us is 1,700 meters or 5,577 feet. The sea condition is smooth, which means that we are experiencing waves of up to half a meter in height. Weather forecast for tomorrow will be partly cloudy. Outside temperature will be 0 degrees Celsius and sea temperature 2 degrees Celsius. Please note that today you will not be able to observe a sunset nor a sunrise tomorrow, as the sun will remain above the horizon for the next 5 days period. This remarkable natural phenomenon, known as the midnight sun, occurs in regions north of the Arctic Circle during summer. The sun never sets in the Arctic Circle during summer because the tilt of the Earth causes the polar regions to face the sun continuously as the Earth spins. The further north you go, the longer the period of continuous daylight at the North Pole. The sun doesn't set for 6 months. It is the opposite of the polar night, which happens in winter when the sun doesn't rise at all.
There's nothing like taking a hot tub here in the Arctic Circle. Haven't done this before. So right now, we're up here in the Arctic Circle, and it's just as cold as you'd expect it to be, and getting colder. And we're heading up to Longyearbyen, Norway, which is 600 miles from the North Pole. Yeah, it's very cold, but it's quite the experience to be up here. And it's not like most cruises where you walk around in bikinis and bathing suits. This is winter coat cruises. And there's a few people in the hot tubs. I took one yesterday. It was actually a little bit warmer than it is today, but it's only going to get colder. Welcome to Longyearbyen here in Norway, 600 miles from the North Pole. This is what it looks like, folks. This is what you see when you first get to this island. Very barren, rugged, very beautiful. And here on the mountain above the village, you've got avalanche fencing all the way down into town to prevent catastrophes into the village. Well, we made it. This is Longyearbyen in Svalbard, Norway, and we're going to go into town, check it out. The ship's just doing its maneuvers to get into they do have a pier, which we're going to try to land on, but it's very remote. I noticed coming in there's an airport at the beginning of the harbor that services all kinds of international flights, and they also have piles of coal, which is probably their heat source. We're going to find out. And up there they got all these domes, geodesic domes for satellite tracking for way up here in the north. And so you're quite a ways up. You're 600 miles from the North Pole, and today's actually, it's not that cold, but as you look around, there's glaciers all around us, so it really never really heats up that much. But right here is town, and we're going to show you what it's about very shortly. And you can see that there are no trees up here in the Arctic Circle. So they have to have another energy source, and I've only seen coal, but I'm sure they have propane here too. And maybe they drill for natural gas. I don't know. We're gonna find out. But you can see there's a lot of shipping containers. They need to bring in everything here because there's nothing readily available but snow and ice. It's kind of an industrial looking area, but that's what they need to survive. I see up on the hill there are tanks. Those are probably full of oil, I would guess. Because here we are on a big cruise ship with over 3,000 people, and we're landing in a town that has less than 1,000 people. Now they must be pretty excited, even though we have a lot more food and we have better showers and everything else. they're probably going to want to take this ship over. But, you know, we're here for a couple days, and they must really like having the company. Of course, they better hold on to all their liquor and food, because we're going to wipe it right out quick. You know, all these people on here, this boat. So. And here in Longyearbyen, they actually have a ski area. They have a T-bar that takes you up the mountain. So there's your recreation, folks, for the people that live here. The northernmost ski area in the world, right here. It's funny how the ship kind of overwhelms the town. It's so big, you know. Imagine that, the world's most northern fuel station here in Svalbard. Gas is only $15.80 a gallon, not too bad. If you get a lot of money. And this is a museum they have up here in Longyearbyen. It's like $15 US to get in, but it gives you a little bit of history about the area. And so it's pretty cool. Way up here in the north. But here's the housing where the people live here in Longyearbyen. And they're all colorful, so they cheers them up during the long winters, which start in October. There's no sunlight from October to March. None. Zero sunlight. And then it starts to fade in. Whereas in summer it becomes land of the midnight sun. Skis are all ready. Yeah. Looks like everybody skis. That's good. Look at that, everybody has the skis all ready to go. Cross country, downhill. That's great. Motorbikes. And this guy kind of looks like an Eskimo. And believe it or not, this place has lots of shopping. I'm really surprised. I didn't expect this here. But it does. You can buy almost anything. Even a dog sled. If you need one. I'd rather have a snowmobile. And here's where we're supposed to meet our friend here at Lumpton. Let's go find him. Whew. Nice in here.
Yeah, I like that. Now, did you check before it's too late the whole shrinkage revulsion?
Where are they?
Alcohol I'm drinking here.
All right. Yeah, we're interested to see if you're an alcoholic. So they
But
tell.
I'm not. See, I haven't even got my quota for April and May yet.
So they have to. They get so much alcohol per month. Would you say?
Yeah. So this is the beer here. So I'm allowed to buy 24 cans of beer per month. I'm allowed to buy 1 bottle of vodka, whiskey, something like that per month.
Yeah.
And I'm also allowed 1 bottle of, like, say, a fortified wine or a ginger wine per month. But because I don't buy vodka or whiskey or anything, I'm allowed to swap my 1 bottle of vodka for another 24 beers. And this is why it's taking me a little while to get through.
We've already had that much in 2 days on the cruise ship.
So look, I bought 24 in January and February, and I haven't quite got my March one finished yet.
Oh. Wow. And how about men to ladies?
Oh, I don't know actually.
Does everyone have a partner, do you think?
But most people have a partner.
Okay, so there's like
some people
50-50.
have families. Yeah,
I mean,
I'm not sure on the numbers, though.
you're very pretty, so you're probably easy to get one. But
Thank you.
some
I came here with one, so I'm all right.
Oh.
I don't need another one.
Yeah, I think it might be better if you come with one, because you never know.
Exactly.
You might be dating a polar bear, you know. And right here is the global seed bank for around the world, and here in Svalbard. And they keep over 5,000 different types of seeds here. In the event of a catastrophic event, they're all stored in this mountain, and they're kept at a certain temperature so they don't decompose. But this is for the whole entire world right here in Svalbard, Norway. And right below us is the airport. And here is the airport. And 2 airlines have the rights to come in here, SAS and Norway Airlines. And here you have the non-denominational church here in Svalbard. And I use Svalbard and Longyearbyen because they're both the same. Svalbard is the island, and Longyearbyen is the town. And up here is one of the coal mines, which is how this whole area really got started. There was fishing and then coal mining. So everybody carries guns up here. In case there's bears. There are bears up here. But this is an old graveyard, and you're not allowed to bury your dead here because the bodies don't decompose. Everything stays frozen, so they made it a rule now that you have to take your dead off the island. Hey, you guys don't actually shoot bear, huh? You just scare them?
It's just for the protection.
It's just for protection?
Yeah.
How do you scare the bear?
Huh?
How do you scare the bear with just...
Oh, yeah. First you need to shoot somewhere around.
Yeah.
And the bear need to be closer than 20 meters. Then you can shoot.
You have to wait till they charge, or just...
Yeah, you have to wait.
You do, and the guns are effective to scare them off?
Yeah.
Wow. But you're not allowed to kill them?
No.
Unless they're on top of you?
Huh?
Unless they're on top of you? and then you pull out your knife?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah. Too funny. So yeah, they all carry guns, funny.
All that, and then they're heading off into Advendalen to then go into different valleys.
Wow.
Have you seen polar bears?
I've seen one once it was actually on the other side of this valley. Yeah. That was in the summertime though, but it was heading towards the valley, so the police were at the end of the road, and you were only allowed to pass if you lived in the valley. So these are some dog yards now. We're not allowed to poke around. So this one we're coming up to here is the city dog yard. So this is where locals will have some of their dogs, because there's not a lot of land that goes with the apartments and the houses in town. So some of their dogs are here. They might give them a run around, but you can see all the sleds here and some of the carts where they take them off.
Did you guys want to get out of anything? I don't want to. All right, so the purpose of the sign is you can't go any further than the sign without some sort of a weapon, because out there's polar bears and they will track you down and kill you. So with the sign, it's just letting you know that it's unsafe without some sort of a weapon.
Can we go up? Is it
Can we go?
Thank you.
All right, thanks.
Just,
Right now we're at plant number 7. This is a coal mine, a working coal mine here in the mountains. And this is all the black coal that they use. They ship this stuff off island. I don't know where it goes, but this is the last remaining coal mine here in Svalbard. And here we are looking down into the valley where the ship is. This is the very end of the valley. And it's snowing out here at 1,600 feet. Look at Bass and Triumph. You guys just all hanging out here in a little snowstorm? Yeah. Fish. I know. Good looking dog. And they all have their name tags, huh? Marshall. Yeah, we were talking about Tessa. Tessa's a leader. Oh look, we got a little bit of snow today. This is funny. Swim in the Arctic Circle. Must be a thing up here. Seems like everyone's doing it. So this young lady just did that polar plunge, and tell me how you felt falling or jumping into the ocean.
Well, it was something. It was cold, but it was invigorating.
There you go. There you have it. She's a brave one, let me tell you, because you wouldn't survive if you fell off the ship.
I will say I was only in there for maybe 4 seconds, so.
Yeah. And then what's inside that building? I was curious.
So it's a sauna, so people can go back and forth from the sauna and then jump off and then back in the sauna. So those people who were in the sauna before, they were easier. They had it easier.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's so nice.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you enjoyed our little adventure up here to the Arctic Circle. It's been a lot of fun, but now it's time to haul the anchor and head to mainland Norway as we make our way down to Denmark. And so until then, this is Saltyhead here in Longyearbyen, and we'll see you on the next one.